couple of days ago I had somebody ask me whether it's best to ride solo or ride with other people, and today I'm going to go through the pros and cons of each. Now, as you may have noticed on the vlog, I tend to ride mainly on my own, and that's not for any particular reason other than the fact that, being self-unemployed, I can ride whenever I like. So I usually do that during the day when most of my other friends are at work. I do ride with them occasionally because they don't all kind of work, 9 to 5 jobs and stuff like that. So it's great when I go out with them. Plus, it's also a little bit easier when I ride solo to be able to do the vlogging. Obviously, the main advantage of riding on your own means that you can ride when you want, where you want, and at a pace you want. So you don't have to kind of stick to formal rides or anything like that. Now, me, for instance, I am not a morning person, and usually when I go out riding with my friends, they want to go riding kind of earlier in the morning because they want to get back during the day. And like I say, I can ride whenever I like, so I tend to go out slightly later mornings, early afternoons, because that's basically when I've started to kind of wake up a bit more. I can also choose the distance that I'm riding, so if I don't fancy doing anything particularly long or difficult, I can go out and do a nice, easy, shortish rides, or alternatively, if I want to go out and put a bit of an endurance ride in, then I can make something a little bit longer. And again, if I leave the routes to other people, then they're obviously better climbers than I am, and they're going to perhaps include a few climbs or a number of climbs that I maybe wouldn't want to do. So again, I can choose the amount of climbing that I'm going to do, and more specifically, I can choose the climbs that I actually want to do. Instead of doing the hard ones, I can do the slightly easier ones. Another reason why I quite like riding on my own is because I don't have to keep chatting, and that's not me being antisocial or anything like that. It's just because, being a typical male, I can only kind of think of one thing at a time, and for me that's going to be concentrating on the road ahead, and if I'm doing that, then I just don't have it in my head to be able to hold a conversation with somebody. I can't hear what they're saying, think of my answer, and then give it. Also, as well, because of my breathing and this carbon dioxide intolerance that I'm trying to overcome, I find it very hard, just from a breathing point of view, to actually talk when I'm on the bike. So, having just gone to great lengths to say what a miserable antisocial devil I am, I'm going to say that one of the good points about riding with other people is the social aspect. Now, you don't have to join a formal cycling club. You can just meet up with some like-minded friends and form almost like a pop-up cycling group. And what you'll find will happen is that you'll start chatting out on the road, and it will just be a great bonding experience. And if you already know the people that you're cycling with, you might actually become a little bit closer to them. Or if, like me, when I joined my first cycling club back over 20 years ago, the people that I was riding with back then, I'm still riding with now. I didn't know them before I joined the cycling club, but they've all since become very good friends. Riding behind somebody or riding in a group is always going to be just that little bit faster than riding on your own, and that's because of the drafting effect. Basically, riding in a group or riding behind somebody can save you up to 30% of your energy, and that's going to be a massive saving when you're on a slightly longer ride. Similarly, riding with other people is also a great way of improving your overall speed and your endurance. One of the things that we don't tend to do when we're riding on our own is push ourselves just a little bit harder than we really need to ride, and just take ourselves out of our comfort zones. When you ride with other people, instead of focusing on how bad you're feeling and how tough the ride is, you can just be focusing on the wheel in front and just concentrating on keeping up. And before you know it, you've improved your speed and you've improved your endurance.
Oh, you bastard!
If you've been riding for any length of time, we all know that we can get mechanicals and issues from time to time. And if you're with a group of people, that can be immensely helpful. If it's something simple like a puncture, then they can offer you some advice, or if you've not got a spare tube, they can give you a spare tube or help you fix the puncture. And if it's something worse, they can help out or call the emergency services if need be. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. And yeah, it's just something nice and simple, and it's just nice knowing that there's other people there to help you out if you need it. No group ride is complete without the obligatory cafe stop, or in some cases even a pub stop. Now, you could argue that if you're out riding on your own, you could do that perfectly fine, and of course you can, but yeah, whenever I've done it, I've always felt a little bit guilty that it's just me. It's always seemed a lot more civilized and reasonable when I've stopped at a cafe or a pub and I've had something to eat and drink if I'm there with other people and we're having a bit of a chat as well. A word of caution here about riding with other people, and that's ride with the right people. Basically, you don't want to ride with people that are too fast or people that are too slow. Now, there's nothing worse than riding with people that are faster than you. Basically what happens is they ride off, and after 200 meters they've disappeared out of sight, and then you spend the rest of the ride struggling to keep up with them, and it just doesn't become fun. Similarly, if you're riding with people that are slower than you, then you don't get the benefit of the ride if you're out to get a bit of fitness and you're just constantly waiting for them. So you spend more time by the side of the road than you are actually cycling. So always try and choose the right type of people to ride with. Now, if you're joining a formal club, this does become a little bit easier, because obviously clubs have a wide range of people with a wide range of abilities, and they will try to mix or try to get the right person in the right group. But if joining a formal cycling club really isn't for you because of one thing or another, either the rules and regulations, or yeah, let's face it, walking into a room full of strangers for the first time and cycling with a group of strangers can be pretty intimidating, then why not join or even start your own pop-up cycling group? In this day and age of social media, it is so easy to announce a ride and get your friends and perhaps even people that you don't know to meet at a particular place at a particular time, and then you can go off and do the ride that you want to do. Now, one of the great things about these pop-up cycling groups is that you aren't subject to the rules of formal cycling clubs, and you don't have to look into the bureaucracy of a formal cycling club as well. And yeah, if it gets you out on your bike, meeting other people out in the fresh air, what's not to like? Thanks for watching. If you'd like more cycling tips and tricks, then click on this video here. If you've enjoyed this vlog, please like and share, and maybe even consider subscribing, because it really does help the channel out. And don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss any of my regular weekly uploads. Thanks for watching.